Hey guys, this is the Atheist Chef here. I wanted to preface this video, as I probably will with all future videos that are related to the Bible. I know that not everybody takes the Bible literally, and kudos to you for that. But this is generally for those that do. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Genesis 10:5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families and their own nations. Genesis 10:20. These are the sons of Ham after their families, after their tongues, in their countries and in their nations. Genesis 10:31. These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nation. If you are paying attention, you should notice a common denominator between the three scriptures, in particular the part about the after their own tongues part. Now, what does that mean? It means that they each spoke their own language. These were different countries, different nations, and their own tongues. Now that we're on the same page, I want to stick to the same page, but 2 verses later. Genesis 11:1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. So the story basically goes that a bunch of primitive men were going to use primitive tools and primitive materials to build a tower to heaven. God was afraid. So, he apparently was unaware that once they got to a certain height, the air would get thin and they would be unable to breathe. Should any reasonable person assume that means that heaven is up in the clouds? Or is it more likely that fallible man just thought it was that way? Now, you can make the argument that this was not meant to be taken literally, that this was some form of poetic something or other to teach a story. If this is a story, then its writer has terrible issues with continuity. 3 verses in the same chapter tell us that the 3 sons of Noah formed their own nation and tongue. Literally, 2 verses later, it says that the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Secondly, what are we supposed to take from this story? Don't work together with your fellow man to do things that were once impossible. Don't do anything to challenge the once strongly held belief that a deity was responsible for everything. Don't expand your knowledge or challenge things that you once believed. Don't mess with God. I personally enjoyed the thought that as many literalist Christians think this is where the origin of the different nations come from. Some claim this is where we get our different races from. And finally, so what if God mixed up their languages? Did they suddenly really forget how to build? They obviously have been working on this for a while. I mean, I remember even in church, one time we had to do this special thing. We kind of ran through an obstacle course, but we were only allowed to speak in gibberish. And some people tried to use animal speak, but I don't know. Anyways, the point was is we were able to do a lot, even though we weren't even able to speak. We were able to grunt and do hands motions and all this kind of different stuff to get it done. So why couldn't they do it? Would they suddenly stop being able to build? Well, anyways, that's about all I have to say on this. I want to thank the Skeptics Annotated Bible and SkepticsAnnotatedBible.com for helping me out with this. You'll probably see a lot of these videos thanks to the SAB. Well, I think that's it for today, folks. As a reminder, this is the Atheist Chef signing off, saying, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And when you fill your heart with a lot of bad information, it won't be long that people figure out that you're full of something, and it's not wisdom.